Recall how Katt Williams went on Club Shay Shay and warned about Diddy a full year before any investigations began. At the time, people called him crazy, but when the raids and inquiries finally happened,
Big Dick Deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have. Because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Come on, man.
Now Katt Williams.
Now, Katt Williams is coming forward with an even more shocking claim. Diddy was never truly in charge. He was just another piece on the board, while the real power quietly pulling the strings remains hidden and untouched.
I'll be back to you if JD ain't had enough. Yeah. Jermaine Dupri, king of the pedals, if you ask me, baby.
Throughout this video, we're seeing
Katt Williams mentioned, explore how they connect and break down the clues and patterns, suggesting that Diddy has long been operating under forces greater than himself.
responding to powers far greater than his own self all along outside.
Motherfuckers be gay in Hollywood, you never expected. They be having these big ass mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a motherfucker to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room and shit. Come here, come here. Is that 2 niggas kissing? Is one of them niggas Professor Obi?
Powerful
Figures in Hollywood use money as a tool of control. Did he become a billionaire because he was permitted to reach that level? Did it ever matter to him where the money came from or who it came from, so long as he secured it, even at the cost of his own integrity? Dave Chappelle was offered the same opportunity, but he turned it down. He was offered $50 million, yet he understood the conditions.
Grabs the salt makes his hand bigger, and he's trapped. He can't get his hand out. Now, if he's smart, all he does is let go of the salt. Baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt. Then the Bushman just comes, takes the baboon, throws him in the cage, and gives him all the salt he wants. And then the baboon gets thirsty. The Bushman lets him out the cage. The first place the baboon runs to is water. Bushman follows him, and they both drink to their fill. And in that analogy, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go.
Katt Williams was offered $50 million on 4 different occasions.
Katt Williams was offered $50 million on 4 different occasions, and each time he made the same choice. He explained it simply. There are moments when protecting what matters most means walking away from money. What followed was telling.
Frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through, and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No.
No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress.
Here is where Diddy.
Jay-Z is the one truly in control, and he's far more dangerous than Diddy. Unlike Diddy, he keeps a low profile, rarely stepping into the public eye. But the story gets even more twisted. Jay-Z wasn't acting alone. He was reportedly teaming up with Clive Davis behind closed doors, quietly shaping the course of the music industry.
You understand what I'm saying? You could tell that the people in power had gave that ring to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is, and was rambunctious, you know, just out with it, it don't mean that they not two of the same. One just a little quieter with it.
Jay-Z is the
Everything started with Clive Davis. Alongside Jay-Z, he stands as one of the most powerful figures in hip-hop, and in their world, everything moves at their command. Gene Deal put it plainly. Clive is where it all began. Long before Diddy, long before Jay-Z, long before the public
put Sean Combs in position. That's what Clive Davis does. The amount of abuse that Janis Joplin suffered when she wanted to leave Clive Davis management. The amount of abuse Whitney Houston suffered when she was ready to write her book. And then all of the abuses that she suffered. You know, Luther Vandross, it was nasty work, Clive. Swinging it at Jay-Z's knees. I'm swinging it at Clive Davis's knees. And I'm swinging it at anybody else's knees who has had anything to do with this tyranny, with this evil. I focus right.
The story takes an even crazier turn here. Allegedly, once Diddy realized Jay-Z and Clive Davis were just using him and planning to cut him out, he flipped and started cooperating with the FBI. For years,
truly began. Jay-Z and Clive Davis are the two most powerful music executives in hip-hop, and whatever takes place happens by their command. Gene Deal said the exact same thing. Clive Davis is where it all originated. Before Diddy, before Jay-Z, before the public power games, Clive was already pulling strings behind closed doors, shaping careers, choosing who climbed, who fell, and who owed favors to remain protected. He molded Diddy into the figure we see today.
And that's not my doing. That's not Cassie doing. That's his doing and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You got to realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs, they was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage, that's going to make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, you know, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story, when me and my man went up to Russell Simmons and he had a house and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not going to say alleged because I saw that for my own self. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self.
This is where the narrative.
Diddy was feeding federal agents inside information, which is how he dodged a life sentence. The authorities were after Jay-Z and Clive, and Diddy was ready to spill on everyone. The FBI could have locked him up anytime they wanted, yet he never even took the stand. In the end, he walked away from the major charges. This conviction exists only for show.
Projects you worked on with them?
He produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my War and Peace album. Peace disc, yeah.
How was he to work with?
It was cool. You know, he gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. You know, he had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. And you know, I really, kind of, lost contact with him and really stopped, dealing with Puffy around 94. Yeah.
Any specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, you know, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go. But I don't go to a lot of people parties. You know, that just ain't what I'm in it for.
Diddy was
quietly gathering intelligence on the people at the very top, building leverage he could wield. He felt he had finally reached a point where he could stop being controlled and start calling the shots. Sources say he wasn't just amassing wealth and influence, he was collecting secrets, identities, favors, and information. Power that only matters when you're ready to use it. It was all about the money.
Long as you don't do no murders and stuff like that, they'll let you go around and pay you to protect him. You understand? To protect him. We had a lot of people on the payroll when we was doing security. Everybody somebody might have this first 10 hours, that 10 hours, or whatever. He was paying law enforcement. He had a budget for law enforcement. Now, if something goes wrong, those people got friends in certain places. Then plus he tells his handler, yo, can you make this go away for me? I'll give you this and that. Now, that could be a lot of speculations or whatever like that. But why would you have or be working for a FBI agent if you're not an informant? Why? So when you got that kind of money, you could hire people to make a lot of things go away for you. Like you hire lawyers. Those lawyers have police officers and people working for them and investigators. Those investigators were former officers. So all of them in the backyard in Diddy bed together.
How does it go on for so long? You know, when we were on the street, we didn't get a day's rest. I mean, the government was all over us. The FBI is all over us. They got investigations on us. They got informants. They got surveillance equipment.
He was Mike, not cutting you off, but he was an informant for years.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why when people was like, oh, he's going to run, oh, he's not. It's the reason why these type of people get caught up. They always been feeling they bigger than the law because they part of the law, you know? And as you know, all these people get targeted.
Diddy had underestimated just how powerful his enemies really were. He thought he was safe behind bars, but as rumors spread that he might talk, he was attacked. The assault was a clear warning showing that even in custody, those determined to silence him would leave nothing to chance.
They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know that nobody in America liked that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's something about the music, clothing, movies. They're not going to come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them. And they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey, buddy, we got you on this tape. And girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not going to show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're going to start talking. And they're not going to be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape.
The only issue was that Diddy underestimated just how powerful his opponents truly were. Diddy believed he was protected behind bars, but around the same period rumors started spreading about him preparing to confess Diddy was attacked. The assault served as a warning, proving that even locked up, those who wanted to silence him were leaving nothing to chance.
Something very scary happened to him. One of his close friends is speaking out and saying that while he was sleeping at the MDC Brooklyn jail, somebody came and put a knife pressed it to his throat. Now, as I keep digging into the story, they're saying, yes, a correctional officer or a police officer was the one who came and basically helped him out and quote unquote saved him. Yes. And so, you know, obviously Diddy's lawyers are trying to use this as a way to just get him even moved to a different location. But right now, everything is kind of staying as is.
Yeah, no, his safety being an issue when he's supposed to be, you know, I think in some sort of protected environment. You know, remember MDC, isn't that where the Epstein situation happened?
Yeah.
Is he safe though? And you say something about him getting stabbed?
I was going to say Diddy's team is saying no, he's not going to be safe because in court we found out that there was an attempt on Diddy's life, that there was a man that attempted to shank him, but they stopped it, the correctional officers. And they say Diddy didn't even want people to know that he didn't want to make it a big deal. But of course they're having that conversation about will he be safe because of who he is and how high profile this case is.
Right.
They're also having a conversation. Mark Geragos is a high profile attorney, a friend of Diddy's, but also the dad of Teeny Geragos, who led Diddy's defense about Diddy potentially being in court. And we can and just attacks on his life because they say that people look at him as like a trophy or a prize and to do something to him.
Well, what if other inmates hear all of the stuff that we've been hearing in the news all of these weeks and they scared of Diddy?
That's not how they presented it. I don't.
That's crazy to say Diddy's a trophy. Like he's looked at as a trophy in jail is crazy. Isn't that crazy?
Every name Katt.
Less than 6 months later, T.D. Jakes stepped down, fully aware he couldn't survive what was coming.
Dallas pastor T.D. Jakes is named in a federal lawsuit against musician Sean Diddy Combs.
It's filed by a producer that worked with Combs. It discusses how the singer planned to leverage his relationship with the bishop to soften the impact on his public image of Casey Ventura's lawsuit. Ventura is a former girlfriend of Combs who filed her own lawsuit in November alleging violence and trafficking.
Could this federal investigation have come out of these private lawsuits?
Oh, absolutely. If it involves trafficking or drugs or weapons or other illegal behavior.
Lori Levinson is a former federal prosecutor.
They've decided this is worth a lot of resources across the country. So once they've done these searches, they have evidence to follow up on. And if they've got it, they'll move on it.
That's why people get on my nerves talking about who you should be seen with. I do homeless shelters. I walk in prison ministries. I deal with murderers. I deal with rape, because they're our children, our sons.
Less than 6 months later, T.D. Jakes stepped down from his position. He knew that he couldn't win against what was coming.
This was a shock to many in the religious community. Bishop T.D. Jakes has been a spiritual advisor to presidents and a religious voice to thousands. Now he says it's time to pass the baton to a new generation.
This is a beautiful moment for me.
From the pulpit Sunday, Bishop T.D. Jakes announced that he was stepping down from leadership at the Potter's House, the Dallas megachurch he founded in 1996 and has led ever since.
I cannot afford, especially after November, to risk something happening to me and you be sheep without a shepherd.
This is video from the service Jakes is referencing in November. It wasn't until months after his medical incident that he confirmed to the public he had a heart attack. Now, 5 months later, he told his congregation he had been preparing his daughter, Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts, and his son-in-law, Pastor Torrey Roberts, to take the lead.
Under 6 months,
50 Cent dropped his now viral Netflix documentary, Sean Diddy Combs. The Reckoning, Diddy began losing his grip. Exclusive, never-before-seen footage of him plotting with his lawyers and allegedly even outlining crimes was
Diddy
released.
Documentary coming out, and this time it is coming from the perspective of Diddy and his sons. All the time I thought we were about to leave Diddy in 2025. Well, this documentary is coming in 2026. And a lot of people, just like myself, are already not feeling this new documentary coming from Diddy's sons. A lot of people aren't happy about it and actually shocked that the owner of Zeus Network, Lemmy, is doing this Diddy documentary. But what a lot of people fail to forget is Lemmy and Diddy have been friends for quite some time.
Of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's trial in New York.
Hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony yesterday? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you feel compelled your father's innocent? Your dad was up for years! Your dad was up for years for abusing women! That's wrong! You should get more!
The family, the foes, the joy, the pain, our grief, the loyalty, the betrayal, the lie, the love, the hate, the truth, the lies. And Diddy calling from Fort Dix.
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
When they released this trailer last night, there were so many comments to Lemmy and Zeus Network that they did not want to see this. A lot of people feel like this whole new documentary is just a PR narrative once again being pushed by Diddy and his sons to try to clean up his image. And after hearing certain things on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, we have to go back in time and remember what we were seeing during trial. Even when it came to Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Combs, they both came on two separate occasions to trial wearing a free Sean Combs shirt. The first one to do this was Christian Combs during Jane's testimony, and you're not supposed to wear this stuff in front of a jury to try to sway their opinions. And the judge actually told him he had to leave and take it off. And then literally like a week later, Justin did the same exact thing. It was taken out of the courtroom by the judge. And we already saw the videos in the Netflix doc of Diddy talking to Justin saying he needed to push out certain content to control a narrative. During the trial, there were a lot of things going on that I could see that to me felt like it was just straight PR. Do you remember all of these people that were wearing the free Diddy shirts? And it was actually a meme coin that's on their shirt. It's money sign Diddy.
With
Diddy was covertly paying people to line the courthouse, creating the illusion of support during his trial. Reports and online claims reveal it was all staged. Those holding signs
footage of Diddy plotting with his lawyers and allegedly even outlining crimes was released.
50 Cent just posted this.
Why do you feel that way?
So these are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right?
I refuse.
You said no.
No.
It wasn't worth the 20?
No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy coin, so I'm not really sure what that is.
Would you do this?
Diddy was secretly...
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
Diddy was secretly paying individuals to gather outside the courthouse to back him throughout the trial. He has no backing. Based on numerous reports and spreading allegations online, the support outside the courthouse was not genuine there. People holding signs and shouting were not supporters. They were simply employed...
Footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put stuff in my fanny pack, Kings?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what nobody said. Let's just, here and there, y'all are not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account and how he was coming off to the public.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with. Like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyer...
It's like a 150 hug. Now, Combs' lawyers are demanding that Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action and claiming the platform is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release, calling it a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and director Alex Stapleton, who said, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights." Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
How do you feel about everything Katt Williams revealed? Do you think Diddy was only a pawn, or do you believe there's more beneath the surface? Share your thoughts in the comments, because trust me, this story isn't finished. More names, more footage, and more disclosures are on the way.